I'm back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
We pretty much did the campaign, so
Yeah, they just
Thanks for
fucking
having.
blew everything up.
Why is everyone looking at me?
we blew everything up.
Like you told me to.
We told you to blow everything.
The
Oh no!
No,
Turning
we only
into
said go
this
blow
kinda
yourself.
campaign. We're playing Cyberpunk now.
the fucking mega zeppelins filled with non-flammable helium.
You want this place to go up like a tinderbox?
Did it break?
Would you've been surprised if my character said yes?
Your map looks like a pile of poop there. Hawk.
Yeah.
No, no. That's what I'm like.
Oh, there we go. If you click on that though,
Click on the poop.
the Isle of Doraherm. It's good. I like this. I'm all trying to navigate it like I'm in Wonderdraft. So when you run your game, Hawk? Huh?
When I build all the lore backstory, I'll probably have to do a one shot for it though.
When do you want to talk shop about it, Hawk?
Probably for the next 4 hours would be nice.
Nice.
Can I play a prison guard? Yeah.
All right. Speaking of, tonight we're doing kind of a reduced game. We're gonna have to stop a little early, so let's try and get fucking some wheels under this bitch.
Ready?
Okay.
Because it's gonna be 11 o'clock by the time we're done. You know, that's not great for Molly or Phoenix. They're pumpkins. All right. So last game session. Let's see. Take it away, Spoon. Start from the beginning. What do we do last game session?
Last game session, we essentially were wrapping up what happened in the gunfight. My character, for most of that, was incapacitated. Prasik,
True.
Axel, and Vought went and got black bagged, headed off to Stribek, and were essentially told, yeah, we don't know where Shriver is either, get fucked. Black bagged again, taken back to Octorind. Vought followed a lead, and then he found Shriver. Dante managed to talk Burkhart into not discombobulating me. And we essentially ended with my character leaving the Sea Senora. Dante, Shriver, and Vought are on the Sea Senora, and Axel is at the estate.
All right. Dante, any other important details?
Not really. I think we got most of it. The gist of it being that we found Shriver after all that time, and she just happened to go to one place that she expected us to eventually go.
It just so happens she's the daughter of a big old boss,
Oh yeah,
Yes.
that is a big deal. She's the daughter of a crime boss.
and she hates it.
She has officially made having a second persona a running joke of the campaign.
It's a lot of aliases back in the day. I mean, think about that though for a second. How easy it was to like just be somebody else somewhere else.
Oh yeah.
Back in the day when your identification was literally just like a piece of paper with your signature on it.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm just
I
gonna
think
go to a different country and start over.
I mean, shit, you could do that in the next county. Salespeople had families in different fucking, in different counties. Anyways, so I think that basically brings us up to speed. You guys were about to essentially kick off what will be the assault, and so you guys were getting ready to talk to people and see where you guys will fit in. And that's what we're going to deal with this evening. I'm going to grab a drink of water real quick, and I'll be right back, and we'll start this up. All right. So, you guys are mostly back at the townhouse. Shriver is not here unless you want to gather everyone at the Si Senora, is where we'll start out. Which would you prefer?
He is not here?
No, she's not leaving the Si Senora while in town at this point.
Especially on account of the fact that there's a bunch of mobsters out looking for her.
Yep.
Mobsters aren't that scary. Y'all gonna have to send for me if you want me to come, though.
Query.
Go.
Have I finished the PFHK? The portable field hospital kit.
We'll probably do that this session. It'll be complete this session.
Okay.
You'll have a couple of days in which to do stuff as the army's mobilizing. Anyways, so we'll just say you guys are all at the townhouse. For now. It's kind of early in the morning, and Mr. Balk has made sure that all of you have your breakfast and your papers and your morning rituals, and it's basically a pretty average day after what's his name, Alyosha, has been removed from the city. Were it not for, the obvious lack of men and women on the streets, you wouldn't really know that too much was going on outside of Octarine, as it's being pretty well guarded at this place, or at this point on all of its fronts. That morning, as you guys are sitting there doing your whatever your morning routine is, I know what Mr. Axel's is, but everyone kind of has one. There's a knock at the door. Mr. Balk goes to answer it. A few moments later, Mr. Balk comes back to you, Dr. Prasik, and says, Dr. Prasik, it looks as though you have a guest.
Who is it?
It's a gentleman with the GNA. Oh, I don't have my document open.
He refuses to disclose his name at this time.
Yeah, my bad. I thought I had everything open. I didn't quite.
What do you use to store your stuff?
Generally a bunch of different Google Docs.
I'm thinking I might try using the Microsoft. What is it?
OneNote.
OneNote.
I'm not familiar with that.
It's similar to basically all in one window. You could have a notebook of stuff, and you can kind of drag and drop wherever.
Huh? I'll have to see what that's like.
It's a cool feature, but I think you have to pay for it. Right?
Yeah, I don't know.
So
I have the Microsoft 365, so
yeah. So if you have 365 or you have a home and student, then it's fine. But obviously Google Drive is free, which makes it pretty tough to beat.
I don't know. I was just throwing it. I was trying.
Anyway, this is up.
He says his name is. Says his name is Lieutenant Holt, sir.
Holt.
Shall I see him in?
Sorry, what was his name?
Lieutenant Holt.
Holt. That sounds familiar. Yeah, let him in.
Sure. Of course, sir. He walks back over to the door, and a few moments later, you guys see a man in military dress walk into the parlor. He is a younger-looking man, probably just postgraduate or post military school graduate, a young lieutenant. He walks in and offers his hand to you first, Dr. Prasik.
I reach out, take his hand, and shake it.
He says, Dr. Prasik, I've heard a lot about you. My name is Lieutenant Gerbrand Holt. He says, I am one of the understudies of Major Thompson. He looks over at Dr. Axel. Lieutenant Axel? Major Thompson has requested an audience with you for tomorrow at your convenience, whatever time you or is most convenient to you.
All right.
Should work sufficiently.
Dr. Prusik, are you busy beginning of the morning? I suspect that maybe we can have lunch and then go visit with the major.
Or you mean breakfast and go visit the major? Or we could skip breakfast and have brunch.
Hey, that's not so bad. Lieutenant, why don't we schedule 10 a.m. tomorrow morning with the major? That'll give
10
him time to get his routines and the orderly finished for the day.
He scribbles a note down. I assume you'll be bringing, all of your comrades here.
Unless otherwise specified that he wants a private meeting, then yes.
Major Thompson, well, due to the documentary that Sergeant Von Stratton shot, many of your faces have become relatively well known in the upper brass of the military at this point. At any rate, you see him scribble down like a note. I should let the major know that 10 a.m. Is the desired time. He, without sitting down, he again gives you guys a nod. It's been a pleasure. I will likely see you tomorrow.
Good afternoon.
Okay.
Nice.
Enjoy the rest of your morning.
Mr. Balk escorts him out. At this point, Spoon, you can actually go down and finish your project that you were working on for the rest of the day. I'm just kind of trying to give him a little bit of time for getting stuff worked on. And also, if anybody else wants to do something with the day, perhaps go out, talk to people, mingle, etc.
I'll be right back.
You have the day to do that.
Okay, yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to put a crew together for the Cicinura.
Okay.
Because clearly, I can do some stuff, with one person, but especially as we're moving to not just this combat, but whatever lies beyond that, having an actual crew of people would be good. So,
You have a pilot and a co-pilot.
I want meat bags.
Oh,
Okay.
like gunners and stuff. Is that what you're meaning? Or
Yeah. Well, not just gunners, but I'm
Like the
saying,
C-Senor can be piloted by one person, but it's not really
Right.
fully crewed,
Right, and so I'm the plan is to have a complement of 4 people.
He's got to get
including-
a concierge and a cook and a fluffer, something like that.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Hey!
Well, I mean, come on, we're classy. We have dual fluffers, obviously.
There it
that's-
is.
Yeah. So so around this time, because aviation is a thing that exists, are there air races? Is there I imagine that there's a touring, sort of like NASCAR but for air races. Is that something that
Yeah,
exists?
sure.
Okay. So
It's
what I'm-
taking off. It's taking off literally in the south of Vinland right now.
Okay. So what I'm hoping to achieve is
All these planes with Confederate flags on them, Pennzoil stickers.
Yikes.
And that.
Man. It's the General Trump. This is obviously one of the yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of go out into the city and try to track down what maybe near the docks or whatever certain anybody that would be affiliated sort of in those circles, part of a racing crew team or something like that. Now, is Octorind receiving I don't want to say refugees, but I guess refugees would be the appropriate term, right? People that are sort of fleeing combat and other.
Yeah, there are definitely an influx of people from Negriand who have immigrated here just prior to the war, and every now and then there's still people that trickle in.
Okay. Yeah, and I'm assuming because this is basically what we're sort of we expect this to be like full scale war, right? So like it's happening in like every country or like nearly every country. Something is going on.
Right.
Okay, so I'm gonna go out into the areas where there are like refugees and stuff and see if there's anybody out there, and kind of just like hit any contacts that I either might have made thus far, or and even actually go to the Sea Senor and talk to Shriver, maybe because she sort of travels in the same circles, and see if there's anybody that she might know that would be around that we could draw on and talk to. So all of that being said, I'm going to start with that. I'm going to head down to the Sea Senora and talk to Shriver and mention this idea and see if she knows anybody.
All right. And Spoon, you're going to head down to the... and actually, I guess you could actually still just be down at the facility, the Diesel Works.
Yeah. When suddenly Burkhart pops in with a pipe and tries to stove me in the head.
Did we have Dr. Axel make a medical roll for you at one point? I think we did, right?
That was for
Yes.
what? Or
For the design.
For the design.
building it?
Yeah, for the design.
I rolled some kind of.
Yeah, it was something really good.
We both rolled
I wanna say it
bullshit.
was
Like a
26.
24 or 26 or something like that.
Yeah, that
That's
sounds
pretty
right. Okay, cool. So you've already done your part in the design process. All you have to do is fabricate it. You've got most of the stuff here at the shop anyways, or I should say you have everything that you need here. It's just a matter of time. So you'll be spending the day like putting the finishing touches on that. Let me get a final repair roll out of you as you're crafting and integrating this with your system.
Oh, you don't know. Oh, you do know how to talk dirty to me. All right, let's get that sweet +5 going.
Legend, wait for it. Keep waiting for it.
Gonna kick in.
Keep waiting for it.
You guys not see it?
Success with the raise.
Oh, he's talking about your legendary skill shit.
Should roll higher than a 9, but it's all right. That's still a success with a raise. So you will complete that today in a timely fashion. In the meantime, anybody else have anything you want to do before you have the meeting with the brass?
I don't even know the meeting's happening, so...
Okay, so we can I stop by the...
Well, I want you to be aware of it. So we'll say that you started the morning at the Prasic Townhouse, and then now you're heading out to the place.
So in light of knowing we're gonna meet with him, would my character know it probably would be better to wait until after the meeting to like try to requisition like some armored equipment, i.e. like...
We know where the 2 units in silver are. No one's claimed those.
Oh, no, I mean, like,
He's talking about body armor.
like
personal
body armor. Yeah, so, like, we're gonna...
We still have the Russian plate.
Like, something to, like, slip over each of us while we're flying. Kind of like how they used to have, like
Black jackets.
B-24s and stuff, and flak jackets. I'm
Yeah,
thinking
you
getting
can
something
requisition that stuff right now, or you can wait till after. It's really your preference.
What do I know what the ETA would probably be as far as like? It was basically just getting them to, like, they're not
It's-
having to put them together. They're just having to check them
No,
out.
it's literally you just fill out paperwork and then go down to the quartermaster, and hand it over to the quartermaster,
I'll wait.
and then he gives you your shit. You'll wait till what?
I'll wait
Tomorrow?
until tomorrow, till after the meeting.
Okay, cool. Okay, this music is fucking weird. Hold on.
Goodbye.
Fucking Soviet wave. I was hoping it would be better than that. It's just kind of chill wave or like space wave.
It's always a mix of stuff, especially when it's so long, because you know that's a full album. Yeah.
Maybe we'll save this space wave for fucking Atomic Punk.
Yeah, there you go.
So how did we get rid of Zandink? Oh, he volunteered to go to the moon.
Yep, the next game will be Atomic Punk. You guys will be like going through the solar system and fucking like silver rockets.
Silver Hawks.
Indeed. All right. So you head down to the docks with Shriver. Oh, and I was asking Dante. I know that you stepped away for a second. I
Yeah.
asked if anybody wanted to do anything in particular with this day before you guys go to the meeting.
I would say
And-
final tweaks on the first production model of the Wayside rifle.
Okay.
I mean,
The Wayside rifle is already actually functioning. I believe we finished that, right?
Yeah, I think we finished it, but
you made a big deal with like the backpack quotations not being done, but it was done.
it's done. Yeah, effectively it's done. I don't know. I'll probably just spend the day with Terminus, helping him in the lab while tinkering.
Okay. Sounds good. So you guys are all basically heading down to
I
the
just
same
remembered.
area. Well,
You know who's there? I just remembered who's there. I want to talk to him. Try
Brower?
to start getting that going. Brower.
Dr. Lambert Brower.
Lambert Brower.
Yep, he's down there in the diesel works. And Hawk, you're going to requisition stuff the next day. You can go down to the diesel works with them, or you can head to the Seed Senora with Mr. Vaught, if you like.
I think I'll go. I don't know that she's down there, so unless they've been, I'm sure they've been.
I mean,
I'm
you
sure
know
they
what?
told me
Considering
though,
that
right?
we had an entire morning together, we would have mentioned, oh yeah, she's
Yeah.
hanging out on the Sea Senora.
I feel like that would have been discussed.
Yeah, we
over
definitely
point of
breakfast.
kept that
conversation.
from you. Yeah.
I'll go down there to do a quick checkup on her because I know she has underlying
Yeah.
medical conditions.
Radiation poisoning itis.
Yeah, she starts every game fatigued at this point, and she's lost a permanent point of vitality.
Poor girl.
She literally has to succeed on a raise just to not be fatigued.
Or a doctor can alleviate the symptoms.
Hmm.
It's temporary, but, you know.
Let me just find,
No, a doctor.
lay your hands on me real quick.
Jumanji! Alright, so you guys take a car down to the GNA works, and then they drop off Prasik and Zandink, who go to work on their pet projects for the day, and the two of you head down to the Sea Senora. You make your way across the cobblestone streets on the way down to the docks. You can tell that more than usual, it seems that like military staff around this area have been moved out to various theaters because it's close to a skeleton crew running things everywhere around like the military bases at this point as possible. Obviously, to those militarily initiated, this is signaling that something big is about to happen, generally speaking. You also, well, it also crosses your mind, Dr. Axel, that is really good that you guys managed to take care of the Alyosha problem before all of this mobilization, because if he was feeding intel back across the lines, you know, that's been severed. So they're not really sure where or what is going on. But you guys pull up to the docks, and you can see like mostly robots and like one what looks like I don't want to say quartermaster, but like a like a petty officer, basically going through and like checking crates and making sure that the robots are loading them in the appropriate cargo crates and other ships and whatnot.
So basically, it's like the last of the staff before.
Yeah, it's the people who are basically only integral to be like back here. Aside from seeing like you're no longer seeing like Vinlanders, like units of Vinlanders walking around the streets or anything like that. They've all been shipped out to the front, etc. Same thing with like most of the men and women in Octorind are now like they've put on their military gear and they're off to go fight for the fatherland, you know. The city itself is just somewhat desolate. But you guys walk up to the Sea Senora, and you can see that some of the windows on the upper deck are open. And you guys make your way in. After looking around through the giant fucking behemoth of a ship for a bit, you can see that up on one of the essentially the top floor, there is Shriver, who's looks like she's eating some of the food that was stored in the galley, and reading a book. She looks up at you as you guys walk in. Oh, good morning, Dr. Axel.
Hey!
It's good to see you.
Good morning.
You see her kind of stand up and then like a little bit like tired looking. You could see like bags under her eyes, and she like it takes her more effort than usual to like stand up as she walks over, and she gives you a hug. It's good to see you.
I'm gonna grab her by the. No.
Oh,
Yeah, power move. I ain't afraid. No, in reality, showing some signs of you're not sleeping well.
I've just been feeling run down lately. She says,
Why don't we?
Mr. Vought,
Yes.
are we getting out of here soon?
Soon enough. We got a couple things before we. So I think tomorrow we're having the briefing. Isn't that right?
We speak with the major, and most likely he'll be affirming the final assault on the New Dawn, which means this airship is going to be a critical component in making sure that we can get in and get out. Flies that thing as fast as possible. I don't know if you're going to be interested in being a part of that, driver.
I don't think I would be any use to the military as far as planning or anything goes.
No, more so, would you expect to want to ride along with us and shoot some Russians, or will you like to stay here, safety of Octarine, until the mission is completed?
Oh no, I want to go check out that Mega Zeppelin.
Right. Well,
And,
I mean,
and take your aggression out on some Ruslanders.
She winks at you, gives you a nod.
So speaking of that, I think we need to make sure that we get like a crew of people together, not necessarily just for this, but especially what comes after, right? So any repairs that we'll need to make to the ship, as well as heading off into the great blue beyond, right? So, you know anybody that might be looking for work?
What are you looking for? Wrench turners, grease heads?
Yeah, a little. I mean, a little bit of everything, right? Like I'm a co-pilot, at least one, maybe two like dedicated gunners and security personnel, and then at least one maybe two wrench turners. And I know I can handle the navigation, but if somebody else wanted to double check all my math, that'd be cool. So yeah, I'd say like 4 or 5 people.
No, I know. I mean, I know some people that might be able to help you. A lot of people that I would normally send you to.
Understandable.
Yeah, they're at the front or elsewhere.
Well, so there's got to be some of your racing buddies that are around here, right?
Yeah,
I
I know some
imagine.
people.
Yeah, so I mean, I figure that's probably a good place to start. I mean, especially because we're not doing. There's no murder drone races going on around here these days, so anybody that is fearless enough for that, I think, could probably handle being a crew.
Are you looking for? Well, I think that our best bet would probably be to fly south to Valois. It's only probably take us an hour to get there in this thing.
Oh, that's true. I mean, come to think of it, I think there's a couple of people that I might be able to ask for assistance in España as well.
That's not too terribly far either.
No, I think this could be fun.
Yeah, I know people in España as well as Italia and Valois that would definitely be into this sort of thing. One second.
Right.
Where is that? Oh. She says, hold on, I need to look at my map, my actual Europa map.
Sure.
Do I have it in roll 20? I think I do. No, I do not. Where the heck? All right, open Wonder Draft.
Boy, if y'all don't learn how to spell my
There we go.
name, I swear to God, it's Edgevind. Axel.
She says, yeah, it should only be about an hour, maybe an hour and a half flight in this thing to Puisenval in Valois.
Oh, okay.
Puisenval
say-
is the capital.
And you say you know a couple people over there, huh?
I know some people there. I know people in Riritz, Escata. Just depends on if you want to travel.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not against it. Ideally, I'd like to put what would be the best group that we could put together, right? Because I imagine that once this is all over, we're gonna have to find some way to make money, right? I don't imagine that we're gonna accidentally fall into another military conflict.
That's true. I mean, I know
Right.
some people that owe me favors. I guess we
Okay.
could.
I mean, that's
You
definitely
owe me
somewhere
a favor, and I can get you some bodies. Now, of
Uh-huh.
course, none of that's going to go as far as Dr. Prasik's time.
Oh, well, yeah, for sure, but that's not the. I'm looking for something a little more autonomous.
Well, I know some people that might be in just to see the Mega Zeppelin.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so I mean, I guess anybody that wants to sign up to get potentially shot out of the sky in this thing, that's one thing. But let's make it through this one, because I'm sure we can get some GNA resources to help man the ship in the meantime. But afterwards, that's, I think, the next part of the plan. Unless you know people that are that good, that GNA resources would be a step down.
Well, I mean, I'm getting kind of mixed messages here about what you want, Vought. Do you want thrill-seeking adventurers, or do you want military
Yes.
men?
I want thrill-seeking adventurers, but
Those
I'm
are the
not
kind of people I
asking them-
know.
Right, but I'm not asking them to sign up to go assault the Mega Zeppelin, like in the middle of.
Oh, I see. I
Right,
thought you were
like-
looking for crew for this sortie.
I mean, yes, we will need crew for that sortie, but I think that has a lot more red tape involved.
It probably
Especially
would
with
be
people
easier
that
to
were
get
just-
GNA men or at least militia
Right.
to staff it for the meantime. So okay, I mean, yeah, I don't think it should be a problem afterwards. I mean,
Okay.
the ship is pretty excellent, the Sea Senora.
For now.
For now, yeah. Supposing we
Yeah.
survive.
Yeah, alleging that experience. Yeah. All right. So, Axel.
I want to, if you don't mind, obviously it's your ship, so I won't do it without your permission, but I'm thinking of maybe requisitioning some supplies and such and having them delivered here to the Sea Senora via the military. Some medical beds, basic medical equipment, just so, when we do, or hopefully there's no win, but should there become a casualty of some capacity, I can have a place of work to be able to assist them to
That's
some
a
capacity.
pretty good idea.
Well,
and
that'll
considering
definitely-
that Vought here's closest thing to an infirmary that he has is the bar, that's a pretty good idea.
Yeah, I think it would be best to establish that before somebody gets hurt and I'm having to rush to do it.
Well, so it's important. So that's an important distinction, right? So, setting up this this ship as a medical facility will obviously dictate, at least to some extent, the role that it's going to employ in the incoming conflict, right?
Well, are you wanting to use it as a?
No, no. More so, I'm not making any discernments about the positioning. I'm confident in my abilities and in whatever role that it's decided that this gets placed in. That should be fine. More so, I'm getting at this idea of, I'm assuming that the GNA might have already put some sort of role in place. And so part of that briefing would involve either confirming that role or modifying it. Do you understand?
You're talking about like the majors assigned us a particular
Right,
task.
I don't know if he's
Okay.
assigned this ship a particular role or not.
I don't know that either. I guess that's something we find out tomorrow. But either which way, I'd like to use just a small portion of the
Sure.
cargo hold. Obviously, I don't need the entirety of it, but 2 or 3 beds would probably be.
Well, and we were discussing putting a couple of those mecha, right, on in the cargo bay for deployment, right?
There's plenty of room on the other decks for an infirmary, honestly. If we're going to be filling up the cargo hold with, what are they called? Jaegers, I guess?
Jaegers, yeah.
If we're going to be filling up the cargo hold with those, we wouldn't want to put beds in there.
Diesel and fumes would probably not be
Right.
good for someone recovering. I suppose we could go to an upper deck. Again, I don't expect this to be able to house numerous amounts of people, but the most critically
but
wounded, I can
there's-
definitely try to save their life. Should
No,
we
but we
encounter-
can put
Looking
bunks
around
on
the
some of
room that
the
you're
upper
in,
decks.
like right now, this room is actually really, really big. It's probably about 50 feet long, and it's got hardwood floors, and looks like the kind of place that you could like dance the night away, on the yacht.
Sky yacht.
Sky yacht. You could fit quite a few beds in here, actually, and medical staff.
We're estimating like 15, 20? If
Oh,
it's
yeah.
50 feet long, then
Oh yeah.
okay. Okay, that drastically
if
changed
you,
what I was
yeah, I was like,
expecting.
if you
then.
want, we can put just like tons of medical equipment in here, right? As many bandages and as much morphine and whatever else that we need. We can outfit this to basically be a flying hospital if we need to.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
That's
essentially,
actually,
whatever the military is willing to give away.
Right, exactly. So,
We'll stock
but
you up
that's
with.
right. But that's the only question: is what is their interpretation of the role? And if that's something that they want to do, then I'm all for it. Like, I mean, why wouldn't I be? That'll keep this ship out of harm's way. Absolutely.
I think I can convince them to allow us to do this idea. I don't see them denying us an opportunity to save lives if it means they just have to requisition a couple beds out and
Sure.
some medical supplies to be brought over. I think it's set in the bag. I'll find out from the major tomorrow for sure, though. But as long as you're all right with it, and it seems that you are, so.
Yeah, I mean, blood will either wash out or it'll add to the character. So.
Ooh, well, I'll get them to bring some sheets and stuff as well.
Well, I mean, the floorboards are rootable, so it's not that big of a concern. But yeah, I'm all for it if that's
All right.
what we
I'm
think
gonna-
is the best use.
I'm gonna go look around and see if maybe there's anything I need to think about otherwise that I'm not thinking about besides just beds and stuff. And I'm gonna roll I'm gonna roll a medical roll and go start looking around that deck that I'm planning on putting the medical facility in and see if my character would know any extras. Basically, making sure that as a doctor, he's gonna be able to requisition the correct stuff.
There is
Okay.
there is an actual med bay here.
Success with the raise.
By the way.
Oh wait. That's not quite.
You want a real roll? I'll give you a real roll.
Well, where's the +2 coming from? Actually, that's what I'm wondering.
Medical bag.
Yeah, medical
Medical
bag isn't
bag.
going to help you assess what you need.
Well, then I'm blowing it one more time again.
Oh my god, that's been from the medical bag this whole time? I thought that was just, I thought you had the healer quirk this whole time.
No, medical bag. Anytime I'm performing a role with my medical bag, it gives you a +2. And most everything I do for medical is +2, so. Well, I didn't get my raise, but...
Well, you got success. Yeah. Either way, you got success. Let's see. All right, so over the next hour, you basically sit there and brainstorm about what you might need, and you begin to cobble together what you'd need for, like, essentially putting together a hospital on this deck.
Okay.
I'm
Great.
doing stuff in the background also, sorry. Okay, there we go. Anyways, that's a better shot of like Europa with just the capitals. Ooh. Close that. Yeah, so you sit there and after about an hour, you've got a good comprehensive list of stuff that you'll need. Now, of course, not having the raise, it will limit the bonus from the hospital to essentially a +1 on top of whatever medical bag you're using. So you'll get a +3 when using your personal med supplies in this hospital.
Okay. Like that. Bad? It's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. But yeah, if you would have gotten the raise, then it would have been the +2 from actually being like in a full-blown medical facility. All right. Does that take care of what you wanted to get it done there, Phoenix?
Yeah, it gets us started in the right direction. So.
Okay, cool.
So question about this map. Oh, there it is. The blue is up in the blue section. That's where Octarine is. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I meant to do like a faction map, but Wonderdraft is so fucking weird with its like territory tool, at least in the version that I have, that it was just even getting that blue thing outlined was a fucking pain in the dick.
The territory tool should have been updated since. I'm not sure when's the last time you did anything with it.
I've tried to press the update button and it just breaks in my version, so I'd have to get another link to your page or whatever, the updated version, just to re-download it.
Yeah, sure.
But don't need to do that right this second. Anyways. So you guys get your stuff taken care of for the day.
Yeah.
By the end of the day, Dr. Prasik, you and Terminus have come together with a... what is it called? The new device?
It is the Portable Field Hospital Kit.
Okay. You have a portable field hospital kit. And where are you going to place that? Like,
In my character's left leg.
in the left leg? Okay. It's got all kinds of wonderful little knickknacks and stuff in it. So that will actually help Dr. Axel in the field as well, if you don't bring people back to the Si Senora.
According to the rules we agreed upon, it would act as a +4 to stabilize the dying when using Axel's healing roll.
Hell yeah. Axel's gonna be saving all them boys.
I'm a Chad, you know it. I'm here to show it.
I love it.
Roll the dice and hope I don't blow it.
I walk up to the Si Senora. Alright, so what have you guys been doing all day? Oh, I just made a field hospital on the Si Senora. Then what the fuck have we been working on this past week and a half?
Our alcohol tolerance? I don't understand your question.
I'm getting really good at that one.
Solid jab.
Alright. You guys get your stuff done, and you guys head back to the townhouse to wait out until the meeting in the morning. Where is... Let's see. Alright. That evening, you guys are essentially all together in the Prasic townhouse. Just relaxing. Final night before the planning stage goes into effect. Shriver has a tumbler of whiskey, and she doesn't get like shit-faced, but she says, well, gentlemen, you see Mr. Bach come into the room and essentially pour some whiskey for everybody. Tomorrow is going to be a big day, or, well, the start of a very large operation. I just wanted to give us all a toast to good luck before we venture into this.
You're here. For everybody's safety and a safe return.
To us all coming home. She raises
To
her
our-
glass.
To our legends outliving us.
She gives you a nod. Dr. Prasic quietly standing in the corner.
Pooping.
I don't have any good toast for this.
That's a great toast. You guys toast the evening and get an early night of sleep. In the morning, you guys have your breakfast, or actually, I thought you were gonna. I think you're gonna skip it and go to brunch or whatever.
Like real
Let me
chuds.
just throw that on here.
Did not eat. 1 exhaustion.
Okay, that's actual size right there.
Wowzers. Boys, we signed up for
I'm
something.
going to need more ammunition.
There you go.
Oh, that's big. That's huge.
A huge bitch.
That's a thick ass boy.
He's thick.
Damn boy, he thick.
I would play it, but it's loud. So I'm not gonna...
It's very loud, yeah.
I'm not sure what you were referencing, but I'll take your word for it.
All right, I have to play it.
Damn, boy, that is a thick ass boy. Damn.
Dance options. I have to play the whole thing though. Can't crop the sound for this.
Oh, yeah. Damn. Damn, boy. Damn, boy, he thick. Boy, that's a thick ass boy. Damn.
It's that is Anthony Fantano. He reviews music on YouTube, and I can't remember what that was actually in reference to. But yeah.
But it no longer matters.
Video.
Damn, boy!
Boy.
That's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Now you know.
I
Anthony
love the
Fantano,
internet.
hardest working eyebrows in the biz. Or straightest teeth in the game.
All right. Excuse me. All right, so the morning you guys get dressed, get yourselves all undisheveled, and make off to the GNA headquarters. You arrive precisely before 10 a.m. in time to go through the proper procedures. Instead of meeting in the office today, you are told by what's it called, Lieutenant Holt, that you guys will be meeting in one of the main war rooms. This is basically a large room with a kind of like horseshoe-shaped desk in the middle, and you can see that as you guys filter into the room. Oh, anything you guys want to do before you get into this, or are you good?
I think I'm good.
Okay.
Let's do
My
it.
character probably would have said something like, who's this guy?
Oh, about Holt?
Yeah.
Shriver shrugs at you.
That's Lieutenant Holt. He's an understudy for Major Thompson.
Major Thompson.
Major Thompson.
Yeah, man.
Who
Check
we're
the
meeting
pit.
this morning.
I see. Greetings, Holt.
He says, "Nice to meet you, Terminus.
Likewise.
I seen you on the video on the film. The film of the New Dawn. Gentlemen, right this way." And he escorts you into the room. In the room is a large, fairly well-lit room with maps of Octarine all over the place. Actually, we can go back to the closer tab. Let's see. This one?
Zoom. Enhance.
Yeah, right.
Does Zeppelin get bigger?
Go away.
Yeah, that's about right.
There we go. You can see maps all over the place, from like large area maps to smaller maps that appear to show like goat trails through like woods. You can see places in the theater of like Broniger and Rosendahl, Illicoven as well. Various maps on the wall, as well as some maps on a large table in the center of the U-shape desk. You can see that there are a lot of like senior brass in the room at this point in time, and they're also talking to their aides and stuff like that, and shuffling around the room. There's probably maybe 50 to 60 people in here of varying ranks. In the crowd, you recognize, Dr. Prasik, that your son, Commandant Schmidt, is here. He is.
I'm gonna go over and hug Schmidt.
He's talking to a general at the moment as you walk over.
Right past the general. Dad's first.
He says, right, he should be arriving any time, I would assume. He's generally not a late man. You see him kind of look over the general's shoulder, and he says, General, if you'll excuse me for a second, this is my father. He salutes the general and briskly walks over to you and quickly throws his arms around you.
Throw my arms back around him. Schmidt, give him a big old hug, and it's so good to see you. I've been worried.
Thank God you're safe. Where have you been?
Here, in Octarine.
Okay, good. We hadn't heard from you in so long.
How's mother? Is
She's
Laura
here.
alright?
She's just not allowed in the meeting right
she's
now.
here today?
Yeah, she's here. She's on the premises.
Oh, good.
I gotta get out of
How's she
good.
been? You been-
Kind of a nuisance at times.
I've heard that Mega
But-
supplement's giving you hell.
You know, it's very difficult. We've had a lot of successful sorties in the woods around Cleats and Exta, but every time we get close to Illicoven, the ship it outranges everything that we've got. I've been hearing that from some people that know Major Thompson that I think you might have actually come up with some sort of solution to it.
Yes, me and Terminus and the Axel have we've met some people while here in Octarine, and we've got an idea.
I still
Well,
remember
can't
when
wait
you
to hear
called me crazy for coming up with this idea. Also, hello, Schmidt. It's been a while.
Who's this?
This is the artist formerly known as Dash 2. No, this is
I am Terminus Zendink, though you would likely remember me better as XKY47-2.
Oh, Dash. Wow. You've grown.
Puberty hit me like 400 pounds of metal.
I see you
Apparently-
developed a sense of humor.
Yeah, I don't know.
No thanks to your father.
He kind of gives a deferential nod.
Hey, got great jokes, okay?
I give Prasik a, hopefully, sort of like jovial, gentle push with my character's clawish hands.
He says, there's a seat for you and your fellows. Dr. Axel, hey.
Right?
Good to
Hey,
see you.
It has been a while.
Oh, I'm glad to
Salute
see
him.
that you're all right.
You look just as incredible as ever. Doing well, I suppose.
This man is not military protocol.
I
Not
am.
saluting the commandant?
He's not saluting the commandant.
Nice, saluting him. You little. I'm in charge here.
He's like, get that shit out of here.
Look, we might have had some drinks together, but you still gotta salute me.
I say, respect me.
You salute
Uh,
salute the rank, not the man.
Guards, take him away.
Oh, please! God, Prasik, help me, please!
It was only a matter of time.
So, have you heard any updating news as far as has everything been all right on your end? Are you somewhat safe?
Most of us are doing pretty okay. We've gotten a steady trickle of people coming out of Illicoven. Word from Illicoven is fairly grim. Well, I'm sure that
Sure, we'll go over it here momentarily.
Speaking of people coming out of Ilkoven, any word of our people from the Resistance?
well, the
Any word
resistance is looking pretty grim.
What about
In Illicoven.
Zandink or anyone that's been at the core of it?
We haven't had any contact directly with Zandink, but there was about a month ago some instance of, some of our scouts had said that there was quite a havoc being raised by the XK units that were in the area. We kind of figured he might have been or had something to do with it.
Oh no, the robot uprising has begun.
Well, as long as it's not happening to us.
Not yet.
But it's hard to get word in and out of the area at this point.
The Dame Commander, have you been able to work alongside her, or has she been operating in her
Well,
own?
she's had a lot of success with her light cavalry. The heavier cavalry doesn't do so well in the broken terrains of the forest, but the light cavalry does a fair amount better. And I want to say maybe 3 weeks ago, we started getting versions of the Mark II Maple, which have some sort of shape charge innovation in the tips that have really helped us take down the Strigoi and Obratin that are in the area. Now, at this point, they have largely been playing defensive around Illicoven. I'm not exactly sure why. I can imagine that Zeppelin could just roll over our forces if we were to consolidate for attack. So, having gotten some photographs, which I believe were from, you gentlemen,
Yes.
we believe that there's some sort of camp that they're possibly defending. We're not sure what they're doing in said camp or possibly extracting. We've sent scouts to the area to mix results. We know that there is a camp, but we think that the New Dawn is defending the region. They must have found something important, though. I'm not entirely sure what.
Well, hopefully, if we can come up with our solution here momentarily, we'll be able to just go find out what's been going on over there without the Red Dawn bothering us. Hopefully, that'll allow you an opportunity to actually push your men forward and clear the region once more. Should we take our seats? I don't know
Yeah.
when the major is expecting to
Let's-
start, but
This is going to start here, and you see him pull out a timepiece. any minute. Yeah, let's all go take our seats.
I pull out my timepiece to look as well.
Yep, it's like 2 before 10.
Well, it's good to hear the Mark IIs are doing well.
He gives you a nod. You guys go and take your seats.
My character will probably stand, weighing 400 pounds. He probably rarely trusts chairs anymore.
Right. In the last 2 minutes leading up to, like, as people are, like, shuffling around, you can see people are, like, different members of, like, you're not even sure whose entourages they are, like, start coming around and actually, like, talking to you guys, saying that they've seen the video, the film of the New Dawn, and they thank you for the harrowing, news of what they're up against. You know, some of the guys from Rosendahl and Broniger had no idea that the New Dawn was so fucking hellishly huge. They'd only heard the word Mega Zeppelin. But it seems as though all of you have some minor celebrity in this room, at the very least. But you guys take your seats, and soon there's a single man standing in the center of the U by the maps on the table. You recognize him to be, let's see, his name is Lieutenant, where is God damn it. Lieutenant General Ernot Maisa. He is essentially like one of the top commanders, or I should say he is the highest ranking official in the GNA right now that is that doesn't have a royal commission. He says, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for attending today. We're here to go over some of the battle plans that will be mapping out our campaigns in our various theaters in the coming days. You see him basically go through formality of acknowledging a lot of the people who are here, the various generals, like thanking Major Thompson and the Commandant Schmidt, as well as why is it not on this list? Because it's on my factions list.
He wasn't important anyway.
Right? As well as Knight Commander Ulfried Crowford, who is here, as well as Princess Maya Adelfrid, who are in attendance as well. But they thank quite a lot of people for their actions, and for the first probably 20 minutes, it's them talking about the very real threats that everyone's had to be dealing with, and the conditions of the various front theaters in Illicoven, Broniger, and Rosendahl. After a bunch of the minutia is kind of dealt with, and a few other people have spoken, Lieutenant General Maisa says, first we were going to talk about Illicoven before we get to Broniger or Rosendahl. We have a few gentlemen here who are not part of the GNA who are offering their services, most graciously. Notably, Mr. Vought here of Vought Aeronautical Industries, who may prove integral to our plans in the Illicoven Theater, as well as Dr. Prasik here, who has served in the GNA at his time many years ago, who are here in an unofficial capacity. So before we start talking about things that they unfortunately lack the clearance to speak of, we're going to get Illicoven squared away and see what they have to speak about. Firstly, in regards to Illicoven, we have UKE troops and tanks lined up along Exta, about ready to reinforce Schmidt, Commandant Prasik's infantry force, as well as the Dame Commander Mariska Voskel's cavalry. We have a sizable force of USV troops in Zilver, getting ready to launch a offensive through a tunnel that was dug, thanks to Dr. Prasik letting us know about this. The tunnel has been since widened to the point where we can actually get some vehicles and as well as Jaegers through, and that will be conducting an operation that will essentially be trying to work its way into the back lines of Ilikoven and try and liberate the city. And you see him like basically pointing out and talking about like strategies that are going to be taking place in the forest fighting in the southern boroughs of Ilikoven. Says, lastly, we have the most important thing to speak about, which is the New Dawn. We couldn't possibly, with the technology that we have right now available to us, really hope to assault that thing because of where it's at. And this is where, of course, Mr. Vought and Vought Aeronautical Industries comes into play. He says, as many of you have seen from the film that was documented when we first got eyes on the New Dawn, there is a craft by the name of the Sea Senora, which belongs to, and you hear like a chuckle kind of start to go through the crowd. The Sea Senora that could actually give us a tactical advantage. Previous to this sort of, a plane of this size, it would be unthinkable to think that we might be able to land any sort of sizable opposition force on top of the New Dawn or anything to that measure. This is why we've brought them in today to consult with and try and get some of the battle plans a little bit more nailed down in regards to how the New Dawn will be dealt with. Firstly, we believe, and at this point, he's talking to like the group of you who are sitting at the table, with the exception of Terminus, who's like standing behind them. He says, we believe that one of the best opportunities that we have to date is to use the Sea Senora to attempt to airdrop forces on top of the New Dawn. This would include as many Jaegers as we can possibly fit into the cargo hold in order to give us a tactical advantage, as well as many people as we might be able to lift up there in a single go. We believe that this sort of attack will draw enough attention away from the guns on the New Dawn to let a legitimate offensive proceed up the Ilikoven Causeway, this road here, making their way to the old Radzivill Keep and pushing in, hopefully to join an offensive with the USV troops and the other GNA forces that will be going through the mines at Zilver. If we're able to put enough pressure on the area, we'll be able to capture Ilikoven and proceed on to the camp that was seen below the New Dawn. Now, of course, success on the ground is going to be heavily impacted by the success in the air. We understand that the people that will be going to be dropped onto the New Dawn are likely to end up casualties. This is probably one of the most dangerous and, frankly, original battle plans that we've thought of to date. Nothing like this has ever been attempted. Of course, we don't want to make it entirely Well, frankly, we don't know what the extent is of Mr. Vought's intention. If he plans to simply airdrop and leave our forces to deal with it, or if he plans to fight. Either way, his participation is integral. Mr. Vaught, do you have any ideas about how you want to go about this?
Well, if I may be blunt, I think the best opportunity is whatever is the best use of me and my vessel for achieving success. I think if this is our shot, I think we throw all in on this shot. Now, that being said, I do believe Dr. Axel has stated some specific desires of his own in relation to the ship, but in terms of my involvement, make no mistake, if given the opportunity, I would like to have boots on the New Dawn.
Do you think it's possible to land a craft as large as yours on the New Dawn? You saw it in
Absolutely.
person. It's hard to see in scale from the film.
I mean, they have 2 large runways. I think absolutely there's an opportunity for us to do that.
Dr. Axel, is this something that you, or Lieutenant Axel, is this something you would choose to spearhead?
I would be happy to do it. However, some of the concerns that I had was following and during the assault, what kind of medical facilities we have available, being that naturally the New Dawn is in an elevated position and away from any kind of hospital or any such thing. I've already spoke with Vaught about it. Naturally, I would request y'all's permission and knowledge as far as it goes, but setting up a medical facility of sorts on the Señorita to be able to basically take care of any of the men who get wounded, be it if they're
I
in
think
Jaeger.
that's a fine idea.
And naturally, I would need to be on board the Señorita to assist in the medical attention that they would need. I think I can handle both. If I'm provided other medical personnel, I can handle spearheading, basically using the Señorita as a sort of command post. But I will have to be allocated medical personnel to be able to do as such. I don't think there will be an issue with it, but naturally, I'm not in charge of this entire operation. So,
Well, due to the severity of, or I should say the importance of the role that you and Mr. Vaught will be playing here, it's in our best interest to outfit you with whatever you think you might need for this sortie. I do believe that from what we've heard from Illicoven and the people around there, that you are capable of handling a group of men that would be sufficient to attack this. So, if you would like, we're offering you the opportunity to lead men in battle here.
I have absolutely no problem with it. I would be honored.
He nods. Very well. Then, Lieutenant, we'll talk after this briefly. But for the time being, we are going to put you in as the de facto head of the strike force that will be attacking the New Dawn.
Understood.
Mr. Vaught, how many, in your best estimation, how many Jaeger units do you think you can get onto into the cargo hold of the Sea Senora, accounting for weight?
I turn to Zendink. I crane my neck and look over at him. You're the expert engineer. You've seen it.
I'm guessing you'd call for a science roll for that?
Yeah, probably.
Big old fail. Hold on.
Because I think we've only had one of those actually in the cockpit. Or not in the cockpit, in the actual cargo hold.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one
In
that
before
they're
crit
trying
fail.
to secret back.
That is not good enough.
I mean, Dr. Prasic could probably fucking science roll it for you too.
True story.
Yeah, but I'm the engineer.
Just a scientist.
God damn it, it stopped on an 8. But then it fucking rolled over 2. I saw that game, you cheated me. I'll take the basic.
You're like at least 3,
Well, more than one, that's for sure.
right?
You settle on the idea that, given for the weight and the lift of the C Senora, that you could probably fit a group of 12 onto the C Senora.
Is that like fully assembled, battle ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, that's a lot of them. Oh wait, we did do the one, and that was with like a full cargo hold of shit that
Right.
didn't belong to
Yeah.
us. Right.
Yeah.
Eyeballing it, I'd put the basic estimate at 12 Jaegermechs, fully armed and equipped, in addition to an infantry company.
We need a lot of people. That's like 150 people.
Yeah, a company's like 150 people.
I was like, yeah,
Um,
if you just want to pack people in there, absolutely, we could probably swing
Just
that. Yeah.
sardine everybody in.
You asked for my opinion, I gave it.
He was like not accounting for personal space.
Packed in there like robots. At any rate, yeah, you essentially probably imagine that you can fit a full platoon of soldiers with 12 Jaegers in the vehicle, and that would not account for the medical staff that would be staffing the infirmary. He takes the info from you and gives you a nod. He says, very well. We'll get some of our best troops on this. There any alterations or additions to the plan? Keep in mind that you will be autonomous up there. There will be no way that we can get much in the way of resupply to you.
I suppose the only... I like start to speak up and then I like look around the room to see if anyone's gonna stop me.
Nobody? People
Okay.
are looking intently at you?
I suppose the only question really at that point ends up being if we are expected to be autonomous in that particular situation with little to no expectation for reinforcements, then the obvious question arises of what is the primary objective? Are we intending to destroy the New Dawn? Or are we attempting to control it? Are there specific resources we are trying to take from the Ruslanders up there? What exactly is our plan?
So he brings up a large photograph of the New Dawn and puts it on an easel at the end of the U-shaped table and says, Intelligence has identified 2 major strike points on the New Dawn's surface, these being here and here. We believe that those are probably most likely the command centers, but since we can't get a spy even close enough to the place, we can't really know for certain. Unfortunately, you gentlemen will be operating in the dark and have to make a lot of shot calls on your own as things develop. We do believe that those would be likely places to capture in order to control the New Dawn. Ideally, if we could actually kill or capture all of the workers and crew on the New Dawn, we could take the New Dawn for ourselves and repurpose it to the war effort. That would be the most ideal scenario. Aside from that, the objective would be, of course, to destroy the New Dawn, bring it down by any means necessary. We, of course, don't know entirely what the layout is going to look like, but we assume from the aerial photos that there will be multiple levels underneath the basic decks of the runways, seen here and here. This suggests that this would be places where they would hold munitions, as well as other type of supplies for the war efforts. We also know for a fact that if you're able to destroy its recharging plant, it uses some sort of energy coils which recharge the plants of the diesel mechs on the ground in the theater of Illicoven. If you can destroy those, it will mean that our ground forces will have a much better time. Of course, this brings about the problem that we don't know exactly where the control center is for that, for those Tesla coils. Like I said, Lieutenant Axel, this is going to be one of these real, unfortunately, dicey plays that you're going to have to try and assess as you make your way onto the New Dawn.
Can I, looking at the New Dawn, like judging from everything they just said, can I make a weird science roll to say, like, if I was designing an airship, where would I put recharging plants to make sure that it's safe and tucked away but still accessible for like use?
Sure. Yeah.
If he does that, I'll assist with science.
Okay.
Unlucky.
Okay, well, he still got it with success with a raise. You imagine that actually where the Tesla coils would be, and having seen where they extrude from, would be somewhere along the flanks in this region. This, of course, suggests that there is a substructure that goes through part of the architecture of the balloon down to a lower area. And you guys have seen from being down in Illicoven that there is a lower, like, a area below the actual balloons themselves. And this is where you've seen biplanes dock down there, which is further evidence, obviously, that there's like some smaller architecture below the balloons themselves.
I believe we'll have more than just the structures below the runaways to deal with, but rather that they've built inside the superstructure of the balloon itself. And I'll, like, stand up real quick and point at the in Colvin. I've also seen them drop things off the bottom and back of the balloons. So most likely they have to have ways to get down to the guns that they're using as well. And, pointing to them is there's probably elevators or access ways that lead through the superstructure.
Commandant Prasik says, I can confirm that. We've seen biplanes docking with the lower structure as well. You see Lieutenant General Miza nod, and other people are kind of whispering around the area, or around the table. All right. So the plan as it stands would be to destroy or capture the New Dawn. Whatever you do, we need that thing not pointing its guns at the advancing infantry. So you will be the primary strike force. You'll be going in ahead of any advances, unless something else arises. You see Commandant Prasik say, well, it might actually aid their effort up on top of the New Dawn if we press the offensive beforehand. This will, of course, put many of our men in jeopardy beforehand. But having people below decks operating the guns might actually draw their attention away from anything that might come at them in the sky. You see him look at you, Dr. Prasik.
I look back at him, then I kind of turn towards Axel and say, is there some kind of a... Shit, what's the word for... No, what's the word for, like, when we come to, like, an agreement?
Compromise?
A compromise. Is there some kind of compromise between that? Maybe not the full offensive, but if we just send just a small team, maybe...
What if we
someone
do
to
that,
just
or
get
like
there.
a decoy of some kind?
Just
A pseudo-offensive, and then have everybody quickly retreat while they're prepping the New Dawn's cannons? Is that a possibility, or would that be something that we would see as unfavorable for us, being as if they start prepping?
What about
Like a feint.
Wait. What about the downtime, right? couldn't we do something right then where things are offline or otherwise recharging, and we use that as the opportunity to try and make Skyfall, I guess?
You're concerning like a night operation, or
Right.
more so?
Well, I mean,
Unfortunately, our men
I don't
are at a
know.
disadvantage during the night. We've weighed out the chances of an operation. They have
No.
technology that allows them to see much better in the evenings than we do.
No, what I'm referring to is if it's meant to be this clandestine operation, right, where we're trying to get onto the New Dawn unnoticed, why don't we utilize the cover of night when it's doing that, right? When all that recharging is there and whatnot, so that way.
I'm gonna stop Vought there and go, as the general already stated, they have ways to see at night and we don't. Well, we do, but they have it as well. So I mean, assaulting at the night is just, it cancels it out. We'll be flying up to, not only will you have to land in the dark, they can most likely see us and operate their guns just as efficiently in the dark.
Commandant Prastic says, I think I get what he's talking about, though. Like, if we were to feint, it would mean that, at least in the evening, say we sent in the Dame Commander's cavalry for an offensive during the charging hour, it would at least eliminate gunfire from the ground, which might be good, but we do know for a fact that the New Dawn does not have a charging hour. It's charging them, but it doesn't need, it's not down itself. So we might be able to eliminate fire, or at least some fire that would be
Otherwise
levied at the fainting force. The problem with that, though, is that again, that leaves several hours till the morning. If you were to go in during that time, and that's several hours in which our people are at disadvantage during the offensive. Ideally, I think this should probably happen somewhere around dawn.
I'm going to say
But-
the crack of dawn would probably be optimal. Most people
I agree.
are switching off shifts. I mean, if they work like a standard military, you'd a shift. Probably try to catch them in the middle of a breakfast or some comings and goings of military operation.
We approach with by playing with the sun behind us.
That would also probably be beneficial.
Yeah.
Lieutenant General Miza says, does that address your concern, Vought?
I think there's a lot of additional factors at play here, so I don't know that every concern will tenable plan. Yeah.
I think that you're probably right to use the sun as your approach vector.
Good thinking, lad.
Hey, I get something right every now and then. Okay, so
Sorry, Molly just came in here with a fucking trough full of fucking ponzu garlic.
hell yeah.
Oh,
Oh, God.
all right, boys. Session's out. We're done. I'm out of here.
All right.
God, that sounds incredible. And I
We
just
failed. No, not November.
Yeah, it's just like crispy caramelized, like some of it's crispy, some of it's caramelized garlic that was sauteed in ponzu sauce. Oh my god. Anyways. Back in character. Yeah, I think you're probably right that the approach would be best to keep the dawn at your back when you head into the theater. But of course, this being your ship and your sortie, he nods to Lieutenant Axel. We'll leave the finer details of your approach up to you.
If I realize that some of us here don't have clearance, myself perhaps being included in that. But if you are allowed to disclose the information, what is the method of approach for the ground forces, the infantry, cavalry, and mechanized, or is that something that perhaps is to be withheld? Are we to
Well,
assist after we've taken the New Dawn? Do we retrieve engineers or other such things if we are able to capture it? What is the secondary game plan after we accomplished our task?
Your
If we can
entire
utilize-
role is to nullify the New Dawn. If that is successful, then we can push the Russians. Well, we can confidently say that we can push the Ruslanders back out of Villikoven through the breach.
Well, and I'm going for best possibility right now. As I
If you are
think it
successful,
back as
then
possible.
anywhere that you would like to assist, or anywhere that you can see that you would be of the most value, your assistance would be, of course, needed there.
Would we seek to utilize the New Dawn and her weaponry for the assistance?
If you've captured it and you can utilize it, definitely.
All right. Perhaps I set up some way to inform ground forces or one of you, those that'll be outranking me, of either the success of the capture or at least the dismantling of, I think would be some form of system. I think would be necessary so that at least the ground forces will know, that their approach is of somewhat safety, at least concerning the New Dawn.
Smoke, maybe?
Smoke?
Like colored smoke? That
New
might be
Dawn
the easiest
stays
way.
quite high up.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
I'm just thinking I want to be able to alert all ground forces of the New Dawn's capture once it has happened, as I'm not planning on destroying it. Should it happen, obviously, that when it comes out of the sky in a burning heap, most people will know, but
Do we have any reason to believe the New Dawn is equipped with a PA system?
I wouldn't know. I didn't see anything as far as on the planning, so
Yes, we're not exactly sure if it has a PA system. It might.
perhaps I'll ponder on that and return some information towards the Major or Lieutenant General if you need me to contact you directly on any concerns. I'll do such as well. However you want my modem of information transference to happen, but I'll come together with a plan and have it sent to whoever you want, however you want. To it.
We have telegraphs set up to Zilver and Exta that you can use once you have a plan set out in order to contact anybody that you need to. Obviously, Commandant Prasik is here if you wish to speak with him. I assume that he will be retiring this evening to spend with his father. You see Commandant Prasik nod.
What is our ETA on the initiation of this? Will this be relying on me conveying when I expect to make this, or have you set a date in which I'm to adhere to?
We believe that the weather will be most formidable in 4 days, or favorable in 4 days. However, we're really sort of at the mercy of Mr. Vought here. Without the C Signora, this plan will not succeed.
With all due respect, I think then the most limiting factor is the positioning of the appropriate soldiers in the area, right? If there's any reinforcements that have to go in. So I think there's probably an early window, right? So once those soldiers are in position and all the material are in position ready for the assault, then we get to go ahead and we can go whenever we're ready, right?
The assault is primed, Mr. Vought. We have, as I stated earlier, we have UKE tanks in Exta here, as well as our forces being led by Commandant Prasik. We have USV troops, as well as some of our mechanized troops that are going through Zilver. They're simply standing by waiting for a go order. All of the proper logistics have been moved into place, and we are entirely, essentially, waiting for a go-ahead.
All right, then.
4 days from now, then I'll make sure everything is ready on our end, and again, I'll get all information concerning that relayed to you.
How is the instrumentation on your plane, Mr. Vought? Are you capable of flying with low visual? Because we were assuming that you would probably want to use a layer of fog, a marine layer, as you approach from the east.
I am definitely capable.
Very well.
We still have that night vision backpack.
Yes, I forgot about that.
True, but the night vision won't go through the fog.
Yeah, it doesn't see through fog. So that's what they're basically saying is that in 4 days they're expecting to have a heavy enough marine layer, high enough to basically help cover your advance on them. You can leave before that or after that. That's up to you.
We're probably gonna have to leave at least somewhat before, right? Because we need to be coming up with the sun,
Right.
right? So
It's expected that you'd already be in the air.
right? But yeah, no, okay. I turned to Dr. Axel. Well,
You're
I'm ready to-
confident. I'm confident.
yeah, I was like, I'm ready to go whenever you give me the go ahead. So we'll just have to load up and be ready to go in like what, 3.5 days.
I'll get everything to you, General, in regards to that, as well as I'm assuming if I'm going to be leading this operation, I'll have access to requisitions, resources, and such for the Sea Senorita and those that'll be
Yes, of course.
crewing with us.
Just make sure that you hand in the appropriate paperwork. And the quartermasters will give you pretty much anything you need.
Understood. Well, there's nothing else. I know you gentlemen are certainly pressed for time. We don't want to take too much of it, as there's some stuff that we all have to discuss.
Excellent.
As well.
Well, thank you very much, gentlemen, says Lieutenant General Miser. Thank you for your time. Mr. Vought, thank you for casting your lot in with us. It's very important, and in today's day and age, well, it means a lot to us.
I appreciate all the support as well. I stand and I give a short bow.
Dr. Prasic?
Thank you. Don't I actually have clearance now?
Yes.
I love if you would have actually just asked that to the room.
You have certain clearance, but you don't have top secret clearance.
Oh, so I
You have
can't
clearance.
be here.
Right. Basically, the plans that go on over Rosendahl and Broniger have sensitive information that basically,
I'm following.
yeah, it's a need to know, you know?
I'm following.
You could be
Well-
shot and killed for knowing what they know.
I know a lot more things than they know. I know how to end this world.
And finally, the Lieutenant General says, Terminus,
How can I assist you?
Mr. Zandink, good luck on your adventure, and thank you for assisting Greiterdam in its time of need.
It'd be a poor mark on my character if I didn't go with my own crazy plan, now wouldn't it?
He gives a bit of a smile and a nod. Either way, we appreciate it. Thank you. Gentlemen, if you'll see yourselves out, Lieutenant Holt, see them to the lobby. Lieutenant Holt stands up, nods. Right this way, gentlemen.
Yeah,
Would
I'll
everybody-
follow him out.
Is this the second time that we thought we were gonna get food and we didn't get food?
Oh no!
Well, that's supposed to be after.
That's after. We go
Oh,
get, we go get brunch.
They're going to
We go
brunch.
a meeting and we go get brunch. Yeah,
I
that's
was
what
gonna
we
be like,
arranged.
oh my
They've told
God.
me that I'm supposed to wait around, so I might have to.
Now we're gonna go get brunch. Ha! Fuck you, Axel.
He's gonna be screwed up the rest of the day.
He's gonna be so mad.
But I get nothing to eat, Bob's Harvin.
You guys head down to the lobby, and Lieutenant shakes your hands, gives you a salute, Dr. Axel, and sees you guys out.
They told me to stay after, so In regards to that, was that something
Okay.
that the whole?
Yeah, actually, you're right. Lieutenant Holt says, if you'll come with me.
Oh, you son of a bitch!
Field promotion. I'm gonna go with it, obviously.
He has you as everybody's like waiting around. He has you basically sit around for about 45 minutes. You're sitting outside of the office of Major. Would it be Major Thompson? Let me see. Yeah, it's outside the office of Major Thompson. After about 45 minutes, Major Thompson comes through the hallway. He says, glad to see you're still waiting around. I'm sorry to have kept you.
I understand business has to occur, so my pleasure.
Come in. He opens the door.
Walk on in there. And salute him, all that good stuff. Slap him on the butt.
He kisses you full on the mouth.
Oh,
Shuts the door.
God.
Wraps his leg around your ass.
It's that kind of meeting.
I knew you were giving me the eyes.
Wait.
So I'm gonna...
My character pulls up the infamous book.
Is this the pretzel dip?
Oh my.
That's good.
I like how everyone remembers that ancient meme.
pretzel dip.
The fucking dash 2 on the fucking telephone pole reading Karma Sutra.
All right. He says, of course, things are quite busy, but it would be unbecoming to have a lieutenant commanding the men that are going out on this sortie with you. As such, command has seen fit to give you a field promotion. I assume you probably expected such. These are your new bars, Captain. He says, here's the paperwork. Fill out the forms here, and I will submit them to our logistics offices and have everything corrected for you. You'll be getting captain's pay as well as benefits, and if we can try and squeeze it in time, we're going to try and get you a higher security clearance. I don't know if that'll go through, bureaucracy being what it is, but as of right now, you'll have everything that you need, Captain. I wish this were other times where we could actually have a ceremony and have a night out in the town, but unfortunately, we are at war. He hands you the box, and you see him remove the pips from the box, and he keeps them in one hand, and with the other hand he removes the pips from your lieutenant insignias on your collars, and pins in the captain pins on your collar. He places the lieutenant bars back into the box and hands you the box.
It's
I know you'll wear it well.
indeed an honor, and as far as the celebration goes, I will just be happy to have my lands back. That's celebration enough for me.
Well, be that as it may, you have a few days. Go with your friends. Go and get well drunk.
I've actually got quite a bit of planning I need to get accomplished. And speaking of,
It's all business with you, isn't it, Captain?
Well, to some extent, yes. While I have you here, when it comes to the plans and such I make up, shall I send them directly to the Lieutenant General? I know he's a busy man. Or should I route them through you?
Send them to me. I'll make sure that they get to him.
Understood. All right, perfect. Well, Major, indeed, I hate to rush out on you awarding me as such a thing, but you're busy and I have some stuff that I also need to try to quite hastily get taken care of.
I know it's all business with you, but in case you find yourself with some downtime, you see him reach down below his desk and pull up a parcel with, seems to be a box with a velvet like a black velvet surface. The box is about the size of what looks like a bottle, really, and you see him take the top off, and there's some extremely expensive whiskey in there. He says this is some of Vinland's finest.
Oh, I appreciate
I got it for you. Make sure you put it to good use at some point.
Absolutely will. This is incredible. Thank you so much.
He salutes you. All right,
back.
Captain. I look forward to hearing from you in the future.
I look forward to hearing from you as well, hopefully over success, and maybe we can even share some whiskey together. Major? Middle on. Okay, am I now in what, 3? No.
That is O2, Captain.
2. Wait, isn't there...
There's an adjacent rank called Sous Lieutenant.
Ah, okay. Gotcha.
I think the idea is that Sous Lieutenants aren't really in charge of commanding people, but rather they're in charge of particular assignments.
Gotcha.
Captains are in charge of like whole companies that normally a captain is like in charge of a whole company.
God.
But like as per what you were saying, a squad of Jaegers is typically 3 to 4 units.
Oh.
So he's commanding a platoon of men, his own guys, and then multiple squads of Jaegers.
So by equivalent, they would need a captain to do that.
I'm coy now.
You're now coy. You're
What the fuck does Koi even stand for?
command.
But where does it get Koi from? I always wonder that every time we do that.
There's coal, and then so we just kind of like make it rounded out with koi.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
such a weird fucking way to put it. But that's how
Central Operative Intelligence.
Company command. Company has a Y on it.
Oh, I gotcha. Company. Koi. Gotcha. All right.
Yeah, I can't wait till we get to 60 people again, and we actually have like we'll have to have consistent fucking specialty inside the mission.
Yeah.
Oh, you missed it. Just a
X is like
segue real quick on something Hawk always misses to make him feel upset more. We played the last week mission, like the second mission we played. I had slotted as company, and Phil, not paying attention, slotted as first platoon. So basically, I pointed at the map, said, "Yeah, attack this target first, then attack this target. Go plan the rest of the platoon plan," and walk away from him.
Wow. Dante just getting in it.
It's Dante.
That's legitimately how Koi should plan a mission. And I went over to Recon. I was like, "All right,
I
Recon,
want
this is
these.
what we're doing."
I want these objectives destroyed or captured. Now go plan it.
That's what the general basically did.
Yeah,
All right, you're in charge.
Koi.
Figure out what you're supposed to do.
Yep.
Okay.
Chain of command.
I'm gonna walk out and meet the boys.
Yep. I don't know if the boys are still around because there's like 45 minutes of waiting for the major to
Boys
get
left
out of
and
his
went to go
meeting.
get brunch.
I'm pretty sure I'm on my 3rd croissant by this
Oh,
point.
I'm having these lovely things that the Vinlanders talked about. They're called mimosas.
Nothing that a good old bit of day drinking can't fix.
I'm still just standing there, menacingly.
You guys are European, you know. Well, some of you are.
Menacingly holding a mimosa.
You're like day drinking, you know. That's just what we do.
My character doesn't drink.
Doesn't mean you can't hold a mimosa glass.
Mimosa.
My character doesn't even know what a mimosa is.
You gonna learn today.
You're drinking with us today, Terminus.
Yo, get this guy some high grade,
Look.
high octane fuel, please.
You gotta look the
Purest
part.
you got. The
Yeah.
purest you've got. You got that
You just-
110 octane? Hell yeah.
You just put a magnet on his fucking card shuffler.
Race fuel, 110 octane.
Pure ethanol.
It's not what Bender does. Puts a magnet on his head.
Yeah, that's how he actually feels drunk. Because he can drink without getting drunk. But if he wants to get drunk, he puts a magnet on his head.
Yeah. Anyways, so you come out and are the boys still there? Or were you joking?
I'm still there.
We'll still be there. Well, no, we would
We're
have.
not. We're gonna wait.
No,
45
we would
minutes
go
to
and
an
come
hour.
back. We would go and come back for him because it's like we'll
Okay.
probably go find some place nearby and go like, okay, let's reserve some seats and get some stuff going and then come back.
Okay. The place that you go to, you realize has like not much for staff. It's operating on a skeleton crew of people.
Oh, is this place
Um,
out Corona too?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oof.
I would assume the restaurants would be fine, honestly. Like they wouldn't be on Skeleton Crew. Why would they be on Skeleton Crew?
Because a lot of the men that serve as chefs have joined the
Oh.
militia and gone to go
Right.
fight for the
Oh
country.
yeah, so now they're being put on. Oh right. They're being put
So,
on fucking guard duty.
Yeah,
when
it's
the military
basically
isn't there.
like older people and women running Octarine right now. Well, I mean, even a lot of women
I
activate and go.
resemble that statement.
But yeah, I mean, you're at a restaurant and it's like totally not crowded. And they're like, you're like, can we get a reservation? They're like, sure.
Which
Please
table?
Look at all
Please.
of these tables. Which one would
Please.
you like?
get 2. Push 4 tables together. We'll make it a party. You'll have a good time. As long as
Boy.
you're paying,
I'm gonna find the boys and I'm gonna crack that good stuff out when we get our meal and everything.
Okay. You guys all end up at the restaurant after you have your reservations and everything. You go back, pick him up, come back, and he's got a velvet-covered box under his arm.
Do I see his new captain insignia? And they're no longer? I think captains won't be bars anymore, right? They
Roll
Roll the gander.
You sure you want this? You don't want this fucking fire, son. You don't want this fire.
If you guys remember the last image I put up for our little diesel-powered fuckboy series, I actually did superimpose, I think, like, the Dutch captain sign over Burkhart. Or a stand-in.
Really?
Yeah, it was, like, on his left shoulder-ish.
I have to look at it. I hadn't actually looked it up. Where is it?
Oh yeah, that is it. A little. Is it like a knife and a fucking upside down triangle thing?
I say we just
I think it's supposed to be like 3 asterisks, whatever the fuck that thing's called, in a row.
It wasn't the last one. You posted the last one somewhere else.
I don't know. All I know is it put the captain rank
Right, though.
of some nationality in Burkhart's shoulder.
Yes, you are right. It's 3 6-sided stars, straight down. Yes, with that roll, you do see that he is now wearing captain's pips.
Captain Axel? No.
build promotion. I guess when you're in charge of this many men.
Oh yes, they're. I mean, if they intend to actually squeeze, what was it? -2, 12? You said 12? How much does that weigh?
A lot.
Gotta be a couple.
That's gonna
thousand.
be a full fucking load, dude.
That's yeah. I guess it's appropriate to. You have to be moved up to a captain.
Also,
I only ever made lieutenant.
I was rewarded with this beautiful thing right here. Do we have a seat?
Can I reach out and take the bottle? I'm taking the bottle from him like a baby.
Yep, I'm gonna hand
reading
it
the
over
label.
to him.
My lean away and reading the label.
That old man look, kind of like pull your glasses and like use the bifocal.
I didn't really need to do it. It's just force of habit, you know.
Anyway, perhaps we celebrate before all this craziness goes down.
Yes, it's probably the one last time we'll get to really enjoy ourselves before
We're dead.
plans really do kick into full gear. Speaking of which, can you talk about the plans? passing him back the bottle now.
Well, the plans are realistically up to us.
They don't have anything particular. Nothing
That-
about who's gonna be with us.
Nothing was forwarded that to me as far as the information goes, but for the most part, it's going to be just, from what I can tell, a troop of men. I'll be assigned. Oh, I forgot to do that. I'll go take care of it tomorrow. The Jaeger units, that squad of Jaeger units are supposed to be accompanying us for the drop, as well as some men, and then there'll be some support men and women. Medical personnel. We're pretty much our own bosses when it comes to this. Just got to come up with a good idea and make sure.
Well, as long as we're bringing the Jaeger castles of varying sizes.
Yes, I was gonna say that means we definitely should we should have the castle walls set.
Yeah.
I'd hate to think that actually has to account for a bunch of men and women out of cover.
Well, we've got 3 days and a little bit to get everything accomplished. So make sure you're writing
Turning
it
the
down.
VOT. Yeah, I'm turning the VOT real quick and going. So, do you really think you can land on it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got this. I got.
I was like, I'm sort of offended you even have to ask.
Seaplane, and I've seen you land, and it's usually a long landing.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you don't need to go out of your way
Hey,
to land in the ocean.
Speaking of, we're not landing on an ocean, so we need to retrofit the Sea Senorita to be able to touch down on a.
I mean, we can
I don't like-
remove the pontoons if we really want to, but
thing.
things we can put it's got wheels, man.
Oh, I've never seen them. I've only seen the.
Well, because right now it's in dry dock, right? Like it's not sitting out in the ocean.
Right.
Right.
Again, I've never seen it, but with pontoons on it.
So why am I getting charged every day for fucking cleaning?
Hey, man, I don't know what they charge for down in the docks.
They're scraping fucking scallops off of it every day, apparently.
Oh,
Well,
speaking of charging, my character points at Presic. We're going to the bank.
What do you need to go to the bank for?
He wants to cash his check.
My character reaches into a panel that slides open, and he pulls out the 600, franc, euro, whatever the fuck check that has yet to be
My
cashed.
signature on it. Wait, when did you get that?
You wrote it and gave it to me approximately a week and 3 days ago.
I did?
Correct. You were drunk at the time.
Oh, that explains it.
They are, for the record, they are Belgian francs.
I can't just
That's
take the
what you
money
would
away
have
from
had.
You already have it. Oh, sure. We can go to the bank. I suppose you can open a bank account now, considering that you're
considered a
a citizen.
citizen. Well then, enough business. It's time to celebrate.
I'm honestly surprised no one's like, what do you need the money for?
Partying.
Hey, man, if you want to wear pretty dresses, that's up to you. Go buy pretty dresses. Totally fine.
So what are you gonna buy with your first check? Your first paycheck?
Parts.
For?
A chainsaw.
What's a chainsaw?
Great question. What is a chainsaw?
It is a series of blades attached to bits on a chain that are roved by a roving metal engine.
I'm pretty
Why
sure.
are you building
I'm pretty sure you
blades
don't need
on a
that.
chain? That's engine driven.
I imagine if some kind of weapon, is slinging around and around and around, I'm sure that would do some crazy damage to
I
something.
mean,
It could also do that.
Oh, you're not intending to use it to harm somebody?
You are a very troubled.
I was going to use it to obtain timber for the refurbishment effort of Illicoven, but that is an additional idea.
Oh,
I like the
assumed you were
timber
making it
idea. Can we
weapon
just
of
stick
war.
with using it for the timber idea?
Why?
I can't help but think of how messy using a device like that to harm people would be. And possibly cruel.
I wish to remind you that they're using Savange to poison people in Darkholm.
We're not them.
But he does make a point. We'll figure that out. We're here to celebrate, though.
That's enough with this grim
Great,
talk
let's
of
celebrate now when we're thinking about people that we know and love and
We all
maybe
quietly
care
sit at the
about
table
getting-
and stare down into our drinks.
I'm gonna harden my third, but most of that I'm gonna.
Or Schmidt, anyway.
It's hard to tell how much alcohol you're actually consuming when all of it tastes like orange juice.
No, yeah, I was like, it's good for you. It's got juice in it.
I'm all for it, friends. My character is just gonna
That
spend
is
most of the
legitimately
night.
what's always scared me about cocktails. Is like, especially like good tasting cocktails. Is like, this is the shit that would give me. This is what would turn me into an alcoholic.
Oh yeah, dude. So there's this cocktail at this barbecue place I go to. They make their own apple cider moonshine. And oh my god, they make this cocktail with that moonshine, dude. It like you don't even know. You just like down it and then you're like, I feel great.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's like
Yeah.
most alcohol has like a hit to it that keeps you like from consuming too much. Because you're kind of able to track it as you go along.
But not always.
But when it's a cocktail,
Yeah.
it's a good cocktail.
So y'all are ordering cocktails instead of drinking my high-class whiskey?
I mean, we'll order a couple of or a mimosa because it's on the menu, and
I'm
then
getting
we'll drink
trashed
the
on
whiskey.
high-class whiskey.
Ooh,
Okay.
Just straight.
Great. Yep.
If that
Just
whiskey
nice
is just
alcohol.
gonna murder you.
Yeah, you're
You're
gonna
gonna die.
It's a good thing we have 4 days because you're
I'm
gonna
gonna
need a
be
day to
using the
recover.
rest of tomorrow to recover.
How drunk are you guys getting? -1, -2, or -3?
I'm probably gonna hit like -2 TBH.
Okay, so
Nice.
drunk.
Let's do. Can we
3
just
would
do
be
the action?
-3 would be wildly
How
intoxicated.
about this? How about this? We say how much we're drinking first, then we do vigor checks.
Sure. Okay.
I always like that a
Alright.
little bit better. You say how much you're gonna drink first, then you do a vigor check to find out if you get affected by it at that level.
I mean, I feel like all Hawk had to say was, I just got promoted to fucking captain drunk. That's
I
what
want to
drunk.
get wasted. It doesn't matter.
Well, I mean, that's as an alcoholic, that's how I drink. I just like go, how drunk am I gonna get tonight? The
Oh,
quantity doesn't
no.
really matter.
I commend that you at least somewhat think ahead instead of just being like, whoops, here I am.
How did I end up in this? Whoa!
Where is my left sock? Where?
I don't remember wearing these underwear.
There are nights where it's like, yeah, I'm gonna get drunk tonight, and then there are nights where I'm like, people are over, and I'm like, we're going for the gold medal round. And for those who are uninitiated, the gold medal round is when you drink all through the night and you go to a bar at 6 a.m. when they open and get a drink there.
But
Oh.
the goal is to make it to the bar at 6 a.m. in the morning.
Right.
I would never make that.
I've
did
heard
it
of
with
this.
Katie, Doug's ex-wife.
Yeah.
Me, Doug, and Tiff went. He got a gold medal round one time.
I bet you could do a gold medal round with Sean. I bet
I
you
don't
could.
know.
But that's
Just a little more
because
concerned you're doing
I
this.
think most of it is pacing yourself just right. Because if it's just drinking, the only rule I've heard is that you have to keep drinking through the night. Doesn't mean that you don't you don't have to pace yourself. If you pace yourself correctly, I think you
No,
can make
man,
it through easily.
I don't. No, dude. I mean, I'm
There's-
so much of a lightweight. Like, I'd have 3, maybe 4 drinks and then be done.
You'll be passed out in an hour.
No,
You'll be
definitely not passed out. But if I got to like 8, yeah, I'd say like 8. I'm like, guys, I'm gonna sleep right here. This looks like a nice chunk of floor.
I'm gonna take a nap right here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a nap. Okay. Good night.
Yeah, I mean,
Y'all know what I'm talking about, right?
X knows from experience. There's been a lot.
But anyway, yeah.
There's been but anyway, yes.
I'm
we
gonna have
definitely-
I'm gonna have maybe 1 or 2 glasses of his whiskey and wrap it up with some mimosas as we eat breakfast.
All right.
My vigor. A terrible.
I'm gonna see what I make on as well. Hey!
Hey, look
There
at that
you
man.
go.
I know how to handle my whiskey. All
right.
Exceptionally well. but-
Hey!
Whoa! This man is an alcoholic.
I'm a goddamn professional.
I suppose while they're doing that, I'll design the saw.
Everybody's getting drunk. He's over there like,
That's what I was looking for.
There it is. I just looked up that the first chainsaw was fucking invented in 1830.
So we all should
Yeah.
have known what a chainsaw was.
No, not necessarily.
I mean,
Well,
right? You're
okay,
not exactly
here's the thing.
loggers.
Here's the thing. All right, yeah, chainsaws are kind of limited to like your profession, right?
Ruslander's out here like using diesel mix to cut up fucking timber.
They're not even using chainsaws. They're like gripping the tree and squeezing it and cutting it.
And like pruning it with
Vices
their
to do it
hands.
from what the way he described it is just using vices
Yeah,
to do it, not
yeah,
No,
they're
the
like-
the launching system is essentially, if you've ever seen those fucking those logging mechanisms that grab the tree by the fucking base, like cut it, and then it rolls it through a mechanism that strips all the fucking branches off.
Yeah.
That's
just
what the
that
launching
turned up.
mechanism's intent was, and to be able to launch them onto piles, so it doesn't have to like walk around all the time, all over the place. But of course, that can be weaponized. Throwing a fucking tree at people is not very good for their health.
Especially when it actually hits them. Holy shit!
Wasn't the log launcher like a 4010 or something like that?
It was big, yeah.
Yeah, but like to hit someone with it was the trick.
And you need a whole round of setup.
And it's got no AP, so it does practically nothing to fucking like a tank or another mech.
Unless you flip it like an Arma.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Oh, well, in that case, we can just drive our Humvee up to it.
Sir, that's a Bradley. Hit it with the fucking Bradley. Or hit it with the Humvee. Just ram it.
That happened. I don't know if you were different, Spoon, but one mission with Buzz and Enclave, we hit a fucking tank with our Humvee and it flipped the tank.
The only vehicle shenanigans I remember are being told to stop in a Bradley while driving and then immediately being murdered. And additionally being ran over by Kitty.
Lincoln Tabletop. That's essentially what the fucking Lesserub has on it. Something like that. But a more weird science-y.
Oh, these things are so cool, dude. Oh,
Yeah.
So cool.
Neat.
Yo, the Industrial Revolution was the greatest thing that ever happened to mankind.
So yeah.
Damn, man.
Like, what is it? It's like there's like this whole group of people that believe the Industrial Revolution is the worst thing that ever happened to humanity. Fuck them. I like it.
I'm gonna go with fucking the atomic bomb. Splitting the atom is probably the worst. Good in some ways, but you know. Now there's literally no recourse to any country that has a nuclear weapon. There's nothing you can do to them that isn't like soft diplomacy.
Well, yeah, that's
Invade China? Never gonna happen.
no. You can't invade China anymore because China has a nuke. You
Yep.
invade China, China's just gonna nuke.
Yep.
So there is something about that that makes me kind of curious, right? Is because like the U.S. stopped its nuclear arsenal research program, right, in like 1992, which means that you've had a bunch of nukes sitting around
Aging, yeah.
since then, and presumably them and everybody
No,
else, because it
we
was like an
never-
international treaty.
No,
to
what was
stop
agreed
doing
was
that.
that we would scale back production and scale back. What was the other thing?
It was never really research. We scaled back testing, but not research. We still research and we still build.
Okay, sure. So I mean to test them, I
We
feel
have
like
no
is
way
a
to test
pretty
them.
is a I know because so I was just out at the out in Nevada where they were talking about the nuclear test site out there that is no longer active, right? And so that's specifically one of the things I'm like, well, so you're researching and you're building, but you're like, we don't know if it's gonna work. We have no idea because we haven't been able to actually test it.
Well, I mean, the basic concept is pretty down, and we've gotten really good at it since the 80s. So it's like, we're not deviating from the basic idea. It's like guns. Guns haven't changed that much since their first inception. Their basic concept of how a gun works is there. So there's no need to really you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You just have to build the wheel again.
Not if you don't want Gauss rifles.
What is those electromagnetic railguns?
Yeah.
Yeah, Gauss rifles.
A Gauss rifle and a railgun are two separate things. Same thing with a coil gun.
Are
they? They're all actually different things. Like the way they accelerate the object is different. Rails are literally two rails. Gauss is a charge that it's like a weird instant propeller, and a coil gun is coils.
Oh yeah. I did not know that. Today I learned. Nice.
I was this many years old.
I was 41 years old.
Yeah, Gauss is a series of separate coils. So they're actually just a version of a coil.
Interesting. All right. Well, you guys get shit canned, some of you.
Big old science brain here.
I will allow you to choose your level of intoxication. Since most of you made vigor rolls. But there's no way to drink to get intoxicated and then vigor roll your way out of not being intoxicated. Trust an alcoholic.
No, that's what I was trying to say. It was like
there's a
say
point
how
of
much
no
we
return.
drink, and then.
But yeah,
the
you can
vigor
just be
roll would
light.
just how
you can
well
just be
we
lightly
handle our
intoxicated
drinks.
if you wanted. Oh yeah, you're not crying and fucking throwing up all over the place. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
I get to a point where I'm so intoxicated that I just keep referring to Axel as the general. Because it's like I don't understand, even though he's wearing stars. I was like, but you're wearing stars. Stars are the mark of a general, obviously.
I don't argue with it. I just let him call me the general from this point forward.
Less talking, more reading.
Somewhat at some point in the middle of your intoxicated day bender, you're sitting there and you're telling stories, and Dr. Prasik starts telling one of the stories about how him and Laurel and Laurel.
Uh-oh.
I forgot all about Laurel. I didn't know see Laurel.
That's the best.
Oh man.
I picked out this
Yeah.
outfit just for you. Victoria's Secret cost me $500. You never come. What?
All right. I should have waited to see her. She was there at the place.
Hello, wife. Going on suicide mission. Love and kisses.
Might come
I
back
didn't tell her I'm
later.
going on a
I mean,
suicide
he's not
mission. It's probably
British. Come
best
on
I-
now.
Probably best I don't tell her I'm going on a suicide mission, or she might be very upset.
No, I'm sure it's fine.
She's been telling me to stop. Stop. You're not young anymore.
No ways, yes, right?
I mean, technically you have a son who is also, to an extent,
Going on a suicide mission, yes.
I guess
Well, he's going on a major
necessarily-
offensive.
Yeah,
as
which
the
is-
guy in the rear with the gear. Well, I mean, he will be commanding, but
Yeah, I mean, you're not.
He-
you're that.
he's
that
not
much
shoulder to
into it.
shoulder with fucking Alpha. But
He might be if he's anything like Severe.
Jeez. All right, we have to have a talk with that guy, by the way.
Sphere,
Yeah, he. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
the Mad Finn.
I'm derailing.
Anyways,
Yeah. So, at some point, through our breakfast, because we arranged this, I'll remember I gotta see Laura, and then we'll try and make our way back over to
I guess wherever the major military center is.
GNA headquarters.
GNA headquarters, yeah. If Commandant Prasik is still around.
Okay. By the time you finish your brunch and have had your drink, you're a bit swimmy in the head as Terminus drives. Unless, I mean, you're gonna let fucking Vought
No,
drive.
we're not letting. Oh, not letting Vought drive.
It's not illegal.
It's not illegal yet.
It's also not out of the question. I let a dog drive.
God,
That's canon.
I've won medals. I got trophies, man.
We got trophies for driving really fast.
Yeah.
This is just
Let me
driving
show you.
slow. We're just taking our time and going
if,
back.
If we were back in Vinland, I could show you them.
I could show
I'm not doubting your trophies. I believe you.
It sounds.
I'm just saying.
Sounds.
No, I'm just
It
saying.
sounds.
I'm
like,
just saying. You drove us here. I say we let Terminus drive us back. It's Terminus's turn with the wheel.
Anyways,
are you guys coming or what?
He's already there. Let's go.
Paul!
that's awesome. You guys pull back around to GNA headquarters, and after checking around for a little bit, you find out that they stayed around to like look for you, and didn't see you guys around, so they figured they would just go on back to the townhouse at Hakan's.
Oh, good. We'll go there then.
Guys, mount back up and head back over to the townhouse. You drive through the streets, and thankfully Terminus is driving, but there's not a lot of traffic on the streets right now, and you would have really been happy about that had Mr. Vought decided to drive.
See, I told you I could have done it.
You make your way back
I
over
just want
to
make
the
sure that you can land on the Zeppelin when we get there.
the townhouse district, and
Can someone explain to me why Vought is talking to the door?
That's not talking to the door. He's good.
Rude.
one second.
Mm-hmm.
You park the car, and as you guys pull into the car park, you can see the door open, and Mr. Bach steps out. As is generally customary, you can see he steps out with the chef and one of the other butlers. And you guys walk up the steps, and Mr. Bach says, "Dr. Prasik, you have some guests. I'm sure you'll be delighted to hear."
Oh, yes, I know. I mean, just brush on by. Thank you. Cool.
Is that whiskey, sir?
Yeah, we had brunch.
Among other things.
I see.
Pour have a glass of it, right? Come here, Hal.
Are you quite all right, Dr. Axel?
Where's the butler around here? Get this man a glass right now.
Nice. Yeah, let's. More.
Come with me.
Hold on, I stubbed some rope in here while Prasik wasn't looking.
At the mirror, in the entranceway, straighten my hair, fix my coat, my shirt.
Okay.
Grab his Peter. Break it, snip it.
Oh boy.
It's fall in the morning.
Laurel's like, after all this time, of course he's gay. You walk on inside, and you can see in the east parlor, the sunrise parlor, you can see Schmidt Prasik, your son, sitting there, and he is talking with Laurel. Upon seeing you guys enter, she shoots up out of her seat and runs over and throws her arms around you.
And give her a big old kiss on the cheek and then on the lips.
She says, "Oh dear, I'm so glad to see you. It's been so
Squeeze her
long."
around the waist. Like, it has been so long. Missed you so much. Good to see that you're good and you're well.
How long have you been here?
I'm gonna turn back to Terminus. How long have we been here?
1 month, 2 weeks, and 7 days. Or in 6 days.
Yeah, I was like 7 days, 3 weeks.
Oh, by the
Oh.
way, this is Terminus. I think Schmidt might have told you already, but Dash has grown up, as he said.
Hello again.
This is Dash. Oh, you've made modifications?
I've built an entirely new chassis, yes.
And who is this? She motions to Mr. Vought before walking over
Oh.
to him.
This
John Hudson Baird Vaught.
That's me. I point at myself.
She offers you her hand.
Hold on. We forgot that I'm bad at grinder damage.
Oh yeah.
Oh, not a natural linguist.
I assumed I was just like translating for him for the entirety of the meeting.
It's actually pretty good.
He's just nailing it because he's drunk right now.
Yeah,
He's
that's true. Liquid
just,
courage.
swearing is helping.
Yeah. Yeah, but I point at myself.
She offers her hand to you and says, she says, Laurel Prasic. It's good to meet you.
Nice to meet you. And I like
hand
look
kissing
at the
thing?
yeah, I like look at the hand and I do like the do I kiss like start to shake your hand and like do I and I'm like talking to no one in particular. I'm like, do I kiss the hand? Do I just shake the hand?
Shake is
Do
fine.
I
Shake is it's fine.
I like I like lean over it and I like shake it close to my face.
We
She,
had
Gives you
we had
an odd smile, and
and
she walks back over to Dr. Prasic and says,
we had a
"He's
bit
been
of a
drinking.
celebration.
Wait, have you been drinking?" She gives you a
Just a-
sniff around the collar.
Just a little bit.
Day drinking.
It's
We-
classier
Look,
when
it's
you
very
call it
it's,
day
it's,
drinking.
it's an appropriate amount of celebration as where's Axel? Axel?
Meanwhile, I'm still talking to the butler. Honestly, I
Where's
never
the-
tell you how much I think you do around here, and
His
wow.
his uniform is like unbuttoned. He's still on the steps. His
Where's-
cheeks all rosy.
Where's the general?
There has
Where-
never been someone nearly as incredible as you. You do such a good job around here.
Sir, I think that perhaps some hydration would do you well. Come inside. Here. He takes you under his arm, starts helping
there
you
he
in the
is.
front door.
I know we've never had a chance to become good friends, but I want to make you know that you are incredible.
Oh,
Thank
there he
you
is.
so much, sir. I appreciate it more than you
Ah,
believe.
wow! Is that? Oh, this is classic.
Dr.
Oh!
Axel. Or actually, excuse me, Mr. Axel.
You're here.
Hey, that's
Drunk at this hour.
That is
It's
General Dr. Axel.
I am
General?
a general now.
Yes.
Schmidt
He's a
says-
captain.
Schmidt says, "Oh, wow. Let's get him upstairs. Come with me, Lieutenant. Oh, Captain. Congratulations. Come with me."
Those are stars. It's a general.
but like I was saying, Laura, we were celebrating Captain Dr. Axel's promotion.
I understand now. Well, let's get him taken care of.
Yes.
She disappears with Schmidt to go take care of Dr. Axel, who's Dr. Three Sheets right now.
He's Dr. General Three Sheets.
Got to turn up one time, doc.
That's right.
A little bit later, you see Schmidt come down the stairs. He's doing good when he comes to the bottom. We got him some water. We got him set up with a bed.
So I'm gonna
I don't-
find a seat.
I'm not
and,
sure whose belongings were in that room, though. It might be the wrong bed. It seems as though you have made yourself quite at home, Father.
Well, it seemed like the most appropriate place to be since Hakan is, well, as you probably already know, it's probably on the New Dawn still, and this family owned. Yeah, I've been spending my time here mostly since we made it through the silver mines. I actually met Mr. Vought here about the day after, 2 days after I arrived.
I am holding a drink, and I am staring at the wallpaper. Like I'm examining it.
You're probably holding the bottle.
Oh, I mean that's fine. I'm classy, so I have like, one of those
The
like
bottle
crystal...
in one hand and the cup in the other.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, and I'm like leaned over, like closely examining some wallpaper.
For a Vinlander, he's quite a fine individual.
For a Vinlander. Okay.
Then
My experience with them is that they're a sturdy lot.
Yes, they are. He's been very helpful so far. In fact, as you already know, the Scene Senora is his. We I don't know if I should talk about this. We recovered the Sea Senora from a particular bunch of EIA agents that had stolen it from him.
Interesting. How do you steal a plane?
Oh, don't mind me. I'm just over here waiting for your inevitable conversation with family members to turn bad. And then I just like go back to minding my own business.
Schmidt
Sorry to
crosses
interrupt, but I'm
his eyes.
confused. Is a ratio of 9 to 10 outings ending in gunfights a low statistic?
Not at all. You're in the most guarded part of the country. Why would you continue getting in gunfights here?
They weren't all gunfights.
9 out of 10 of them were.
A few of them were fistfights.
That involved guns.
It's not my fault. They brought fists to a gunfight.
Where
What
are you
was the-
getting it?
Whatever.
Well, I mean, obviously
Okay,
the most
look, I don't
intimidating
intend to-
one of the group is the giant moolie over there in the corner. So I don't know why it's about me. I'm just staring at I'm just examining your mighty fine wallpaper.
That being said, I'm going to turn back to Schmidt. It's that for a while, Octarine has been. It's slightly more darker elements have been under squeeze by EIA agents who have now been, for the most part, expunged. I prefer not to say without any help from us, but frankly, with help from us, as we
I
have
see.
a knack for continuing to run into them.
Hawk, would Dr. Axel stay in bed?
yeah, his point is probably he's toasted. One of the
Okay.
few moments he actually gets to slow down and just celebrate. So yeah.
You kind of come out of your sleep a little bit, and you notice that Mr. Balk is sitting in a chair reading a book next to you, and apparently he's gone into your medical bag and has given you a saline drip.
My man, my absolute chat of a man.
You kind of like roll over.
Doctor, wow, he's a doctor. I bet he's a doctor and we never knew it.
I don't think you need a doctorate to give a saline drip.
Not that hard. You probably have detailed
I mean,
instructions in your bag.
Nurses can do that.
Yeah, but a manservant? Hmm. This
The man
has
that
got
wears
some
many
experience.
hats.
Yep, they have to do a lot of different jobs as head butler.
Imagine
Just
being a
butler.
Chad like him, dude.
Imagine having to buddle, just like all day, every day, buddling up. You know,
Buddling.
just buddling,
Just fat buttles all day
Just-
long.
buddling with the best of them.
Buttling with the boys.
Buddling with the boys. Yes.
Anyways, back downstairs. You see Laurel come downstairs, and she goes and sits in the parlor with you guys.
Laurel, I'm gonna like wait for her to come sit next to me.
Yep, she goes and sits down next to you.
So
She holds your hand and interlaces her fingers with yours.
yep.
She's trying not to interrupt, so she
Yeah,
sits
so I'm
down
gonna
kind of
keep
quietly,
talking.
lets you continue.
Yeah, so unfortunately we had many run-ins with this group, Alyosha. In fact, I believe Vought here was the one who delivered the final blow.
That was an accident.
So you've been running around the city, engaging in fisticuffs and shootouts with Russian
Mobsters?
mobsters.
I wouldn't say intentionally engaging in fisticuffs and shootouts. Mostly, our intentions were simply to survey them and to occasionally just try and look. Most
I
of the
wouldn't-
time, they either caused harm or they were hurting people we knew, and I couldn't just leave them to do that. I had to help somehow.
But I also
While you're
would
talking,
not
Schmidt
say
stands
that.
up and looking over at Terminus. You see him walk over to a window and open a window. And then he comes back and sits down.
Mhm. I could explain in detail if it would help, Laurel.
She
I think the
says,
details will
"I'm
make
just
it
happy
worse."
that he's alive and that he's here. I'm finally back with him."
The details
My
will most likely
family's
make
together.
it worse.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe it's better if I don't know.
There's particular details I can think of right now that would make her very upset.
I like
Right.
I like crack a smile. I'm like, are you sure?
Hey Schmidt, your dad can take a punch.
Like a champ.
A lot.
Yeah.
You should see the size of these dudes that hit. Every single time he'd walk into the room, they would just like lock in on him and charge.
I'm sure homeboy's got tinnitus.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I got tinnitus too. There was that one time we started shooting from inside the car. That was a really dumb idea.
You were shooting what, in the Silver Ghost?
Yes.
You never cease to amaze me,
yeah,
Father.
yeah. I remember you now. Yep.
With the windows up.
They pulled
Ooh.
up next to us. We had no choice. It wasn't a very
Lord-
good day because I had to use my AK.
God damn it.
Hate having to expend this ammo. It's so costly. Jeez.
X gets the reference.
Yep. Fucking Ice Cube, man.
Hell yeah.
Speaking of Russians, Schmidt, how often do your infantry run into armored individuals on the Russlander side?
Well, now that the largely the conscripts have been dealt with, we have been running into periodically armored people, but it's not really a huge problem. There have been certain individuals, though, that have been wearing, how do I describe it? Like, imagine like
armor?
a suit of... Sure, that's a good word for it. Like a diesel-powered knight's armor. And one of them was even able to fly. Had these large, like, turbines on the sides of it. Beside from that, we've seen some other men in, like, kind of some sort of armor that's, well, it ends up stopping.
Large, bulky. Largely green and browns.
Yes, something of that.
I got a suit of that back at the lab.
Really?
Speaking of flying ones, we now know from experience that if you add 400 pounds to it, they won't fly anymore.
Yeah, all we have to do is carry around 400 extra pounds with us.
That's interesting.
Although realistically, I feel like the shock stick thing is the easier solution to the problem.
That or a 20mm cannon.
Yeah, but where am I gonna find one of those this late in the day?
The Jaegers.
Well, I mean, I don't have one in my pocket. I can have one of those sticks in my pocket.
Mr. Vought, are you going to be joining the assault?
I believe it, didn't I?
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, I know that
I mean,
you're
he's
going
the one
to
that
be
has
there,
to fly
but
the plane, essentially. I don't.
No, I was.
I understand that you'll be flying the plane. I mean, are you planning on disembarking the plane with the men?
Yeah, I was boots on the ground, man. And that's what I said. Isn't that what I said?
I think
That's
that's exactly what he said.
That's what I said.
that takes some balls.
This man has them in spades.
Yeah, or you just, you're just like, I'm young and I got nothing to lose. Cause like,
In fact,
who cares?
I believe he's part of the reason we end up in most of the gunfights we have. It's very brash. Devil may care, if you will.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate you saying that. I think it's the nicest thing anybody's ever said to me since I got here. And I
Sure, you don't want to go lay down. You should.
No, like that was the thing is like I say that and then I just like lay down on the ground, like I lay down on the road.
You hear Laurel go, "Oh my, there he
Or,
goes."
hold on, I'll get this. I got this one. I'm gonna go over. All right, Vought, time to get up. Come on. We're gonna go take you to bed.
All right, so what I do is I put the bottle down. I leave my cup in my hand, and I put it square on the center of my chest, and then I extend my other arm out as if to have someone drag me.
I'm not gonna drag him. I'm trying to get him.
Yeah, but that's what I do. I like extend my arm out, like, okay, you want me to go somewhere? You're gonna have to drag me. Let's go.
Get up. Schmidt, come give me a hand with this.
Yeah. He comes
I'm
over
gonna
and
take
helps.
the cup off his chest as Schmidt walks over. Set it down on the table nearby and, like, get ready to pick him up on one side.
Yep, you guys working together, hoist him up. So, I'm gonna take him to his room.
Yeah, it should be up this way. I think he was he was this room. He was the second guest room. Right.
You help him up the stairs and get him in bed. Let's see. One sec.
I'm doing a notice roll really quickly here. Looking down the hallway to see if I see like any other doors opened or cracked that really shouldn't be.
No. I mean, there's a door open that you walk past and you see Mr. Balk in it. In the room with Dr. Axel.
None of the rooms are open. Okay, the only reason I say that is because Schmidt had mentioned that there was items in a room that didn't seem to match anyone else's stuff.
He was probably talking about Shriver.
Yeah,
that's
I was
what
gonna
thinking
say
of.
that's clearly an indicator of.
So, who's this
Well,
woman that you've been sleeping with?
They also don't know that these gentlemen are staying here.
Oh,
That's
okay.
why they're like.
That makes sense. All right. Just looking to see, well, I'm just looking to see if there's a sign of Shriver here, like, because she's been saying that she's
Nope.
staying on the boat, but if she suddenly showed up here, that might not be good.
No, Shriver's somewhere that the mob literally cannot get into.
Yeah.
I mean, they'd have to go in like Frogman style.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at here, is that if Shriver came here, that's a bad idea. Like, we went over this. I'm
Right.
pretty sure we all agreed that coming to the house is a bad idea.
But yeah, you get him all squared away in bed, and you see Mr. Balk is standing in the doorway. Should I fix him up with a saline injection as well?
Sure. I mean, it wouldn't hurt. Fluids are good for him right now.
Back when I did my service, many of the other men would go out on wild benders, and this seemed to be the best way to get them back on their feet quickly.
Yeah.
He goes in and
Understood this man do. How is he such an elite Chad?
he goes in and sets up Mr. Vought with an IV drip as well.
Well, that would be because your superpower is money, and so that superpower tends to attract people of high
Other
quality.
superpowers.
Yeah.
It's the best superpower, really. You know.
Yeah. It's like, so what's your superpower again? I'm rich.
I'm rich.
How do we get that in like Project Zomboid? Like just to be super rich and just survive.
Easy, you play a multiplayer server. Wait, why are we doing what you tell us to? Because I run the fucking server.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah. There's a mod for Zomboid though that's like, you can have a really like pimped out house at the very start.
I really wish they would finish the animation update.
God, dude, I'm like every time I see it update, I'm literally so excited, and then I'm just like,
You
inside-
read
got
the update. You read the update. It's dumb little things that you don't give a shit about. And it's,
I got that game like this time last year for Molly so that she could learn how to play it before the animation update
and
came
it's
out.
Still
Not out.
I feel you. dude.
Yep.
You got me turned to that game, and then I was like, man, I've got to play this.
It's so good, but like, fuck. I want the animation update. Anyways, it's 10 o'clock. I don't want to launch the offensive
tonight.
like
no.
tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and stop it here for tonight. Also, it's early. That's enough time for me to be able to have a little bit of time with Molly before she has to go to work tomorrow.
Mhm.
I agree.
Thank you for playing, gentlemen. And next Sunday, we will kick some ass unless there's...
Yo.
I think everybody's open.
Yes.
So you can see if you get
ooh.
TPK'd on the fucking deck of the New Dawn.
Oh man.
Hell yeah.
This is the BBEG,
I'll
guys.
be fine. I'll be fine. I'll just have to. I'll go to sleep super early Saturday. That way I'll be fresh and bright. So that way when I go to work Monday morning, I'll be all right.
There you go.
I'll get that luxury.
Come
Wake
on,
up
you
at 6.
apes! You want to live forever?
Are you gonna say that you charge off and be the first one to get shot? Because it'll be beautiful. if you do that.
Oh, well, so there's the thing that I was thinking about with the these quick deploy walls or whatever. That, like grenades and stuff can still be thrown over said walls.
I mean, there's not a solution for everything, but it's a solution to,
Get
Fire
being
for
out in the
sure.
open on the tarmac.
I mean, they're just tall enough that you can like peek over and shoot over them anyway.
How cover works. Cover assumes that you're gonna peek out and shoot. So it's just how much of your body is covered by the cover.
Did you guys actually settle on a DayZ or on the DayZ fucking
It's up now.
mods
Bear
and
Isle
everything?
and just expansion, and that's it.
Yeah,
right now.
it's very baseline. Like just
I
like,
think the
simple and
intention
easy.
is to keep it that way on purpose, so that
we'll probably get like the ammo stack and stuff like that, depending on how much
How bad it is.
expansion. Yeah, but I think Cave is currently wrestling the beast down, trying to get it to actually function. He keeps calling
Yeah.
for Liviona, and
yeah, he had a llama system, and llama tore it all down with him and built it back up little by little, and got it launched today.
Awesome.
Fuck, are you
there
playing
was a
Terraria?
problem that we were having. There was a problem that we were having with the server that, I mean, I don't know if you guys know much about, but one of the reasons we weren't getting any traffic on the old server is because there was some kind of issue that was making it so that people who were not connected to the TeamSpeak couldn't get into the fucking game.
I think that's
I don't-
fixed too.
I don't know how that was a thing, but we were trying to get people from like the Submarine to play with us, our other Discord channel, and they were running into an issue where if they didn't connect to the fucking Coalition TeamSpeak, it would just not let them in.
doesn't
So-
work.
Yeah, it
That's
was
just
weird,
something
but I
to
think
be
that's resolved.
to know
We'll
about.
we'll have to test it